Hi, this is Jessica Baek. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome to my channel. I gotta find a better intro.
What's up, everybody? I'm her brother. I'm Young Tostin, aka Lance. You can find me on Twitch at Young Tostin Entertainment. You can find me on YouTube as well, Young Tostin Entertainment.
Twitter is Young Tostin ENT. Oh my god, I remembered it. Cause fun fact, we're siblings and don't know each other's social medias. So if you talk to me about my brother's social media, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And
if you ask me about her social media, I'm gonna look at you like, the what?
We have come to a common consensus in my family. We do not follow each other
on social media.
If we want to tag each other, we have to ask each other
what
to tag, because the reason why is drama. And also, you have to, even if you're mad, you would have to contact the other person to ask, hey, what's your at?
Yeah.
If you're up to no good, I mean, they gonna know.
Right.
Because you're gonna be real suspicious about it. So we don't follow each other at all. So.
One last plug, you can find me on Instagram for my fashion blog at LT the Gentleman, which is also my Snapchat.
People still use Snapchat?
Yeah, people still use Snapchat.
I have never had one, ever.
I mean,
never.
You probably don't want one.
I don't. I
mean, dudes will pay you just to watch you eat the pear or the peach.
Whatever.
I'm just saying.
I mean,
mukbangs are popular for a reason.
In my work, nobody asked me for feet pics. Everybody always like, where's the dudes that needs feet pics? And I'm like, they don't exist apparently, because I don't ever
They do exist, you just gotta be a gamer.
I don't ever get asked shit.
And play
Overwatch. But all his links and stuff will be in the description box below. So when this goes up, it'll be a Friday, because Storytime is Friday. So my brother was involved in this Storytime, right?
Wait, which one? Because there was like 2 times.
There's 2 times it happened, but it happened in a 2-day period.
It did happen in a 2-day period.
So we're just gonna do both.
Okay,
So this is the time we got stuck on a mountain, right? Okay.
Oh my god.
It was a couple years ago, and we used to live in Long Beach, civilization. Right? You get everywhere on public transportation.
Right.
Or if you were close enough, you could walk. Right?
Yeah, even if you weren't close enough.
We're also from another civilized place, Las Vegas. You get everywhere on public transportation. It's regular. You can get to other cities, other counties.
I mean, I think the closest equivalent to here for anybody that might know is
Panama
City Beach, Florida.
When we lived there, that was not civilization, and buses ran every hour and a half, if that.
And it didn't run on Sundays, and it was a dry county.
Right.
On Sundays.
Bible Belt. But we moved to Wildomar, California. To tell you how much there is nothing in Wildomar, Wildomar is 13 years old.
I lived in a city younger than me, y'all. If you can believe it.
You
can believe it.
So there was no regular transportation from Wildomar, public transportation from Wildomar to Long Beach. We had to get to Long Beach to visit our grandpa and do some stuff for my mom. So I was a new driver, right? I had my license for about a year. Right? But I had never driven from Wildomar to Long Beach. Ever. And I figured because like in Los Angeles, I could drive on surface streets from Los Angeles to Wildomar. Or not from Los Angeles to Long Beach or from Los Angeles to Orange County. On all surface streets. That is not the case. That is not the case here. And so I didn't know this. I put it in my GPS. Should have known something was wrong because it sent us in a different direction. I had never been. It sent us towards Lake Elsinore, and then all of a sudden told us to make a turn. But when I looked, this street now turned into 2 lanes, one each way.
I was like, Jessica, could you please check the GPS?
And so it said it was right. Lance is my navigator. We had my little brother James in the back seat, and we're driving, and then I'm fucked because there's no place I can turn around at now that we're on a mountain.
Oh.
And the speed limit said 35. I followed the speed limit, but apparently that was too slow for the bitches behind me going 80 and 95. Okay, so they're going around, which by the way, it's a do not pass.
Oh yeah, it's a do not pass. It's
zone, but yet, and there's signs everywhere saying do not pass, right? So they're swooping in front of me. Well, the problem is you can see the motorcycles and cars from the opposite way coming this way, but they're still going in front of me, and most of them are trucks, so I know they can see these people too. I am in my little broke down Hyundai Santa Fe with no air conditioning.
None whatsoever.
Wait, no, that was before my air conditioning went out. That was before the air conditioning went out.
Are you sure?
It was, because we didn't have windows open. But we're now on this mountain. The side we're on is the part that goes down, and there's a very small rail, very teeny tiny small rail. I use every turnout so people could pass me. And at the time, me and Lance were both heavy smokers. I was stressed out. Also, Lance usually goes to sleep, and he also watches TV on his phone.
I took my headphones
He took his headphones off. He turned his phone down. Like he was, and we couldn't smoke either because our little brother was in the back seat. But we finally get to a place, and we see it says turnout, and it's a little cafe, and we're like, do we want to do it? But there's also no break in the street to safely turn.
Oh yeah,
and then there's lines of cars behind us. Like there's at least 10 cars behind us. But we see this cafe on the left, and then also it starts telling us to slow down to 5. Well, I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna do that because the people behind me still at 80. And I'm not trying to get ran into, especially from behind where my little brother's in the back seat and he's already disabled. No. And I'm trying to figure out why does it say slow down to 5. And then Lance is like, Jessica, there's hiking signs here. Well, who the fuck is hiking, bruh? Because you have to pass the street and ain't nobody slowing down.
Let me put it to you like this. It would be like, you ever seen them arcade games at the carnival where you get the court gun, and you gotta shoot at the targets moving past? That's what the crosswalks would look like on this road. It's just like each car is a cork, and each lane is just the bullet is fired out of.
Basically, hikers were being Frogger.
Frogger on.
It also said there was deer, and I'm trying to figure out where we get deer at in California.
Where we get deer on this rocky ass mountain.
But we decided not to turn.
There's no place to graze.
No, there's a lot of trees over there, but we decided not to turn, right? So we'll keep going. Finally, we get to a place that looks like civilization, and we get on it. And if you don't live in California, you might not know this, but we have toll roads. And a lot of the freeways have like a lane with a toll, but then we have a freeway that is just a toll.
Hell yeah, it's a huge.
And because most people do not have the devices in their car to
speed pass
to go on the toll, it's empty.
Oh yeah, it's.
What does that mean? The people that get on the toll are speed demons, or they don't have the device and they just don't care.
They don't care.
But they are just zooming past. I put myself in the right lane for safety.
And they was still.
And people were honking at me, and I'm like, you're not even in my lane. You're not in my lane, sir.
You're not slowing down.
I'm in the correct lane.
You're speeding up.
And there was like 6 lanes on each side of the freeway. So the side we were on had 6 lanes. You could have went. There's no need to honk.
But here's the thing, like as soon as like the last car that went blew past us, it was a traffic jam. I'm like, really?
And now there's people slamming on their brakes and swerving to not hit cars, which means there's people swerving in my slow lane. And now I gotta slam on the brakes. I don't even know how good my brakes are because I just got this car.
If anybody ever told you a passenger can't have road rage,
Lance was cussing up a storm.
I think I said some cuss words and languages I don't even think I know yet.
And this is the thing, Lance does not drive. He doesn't have a license by choice. So for him, it had to be frustrating. Also, my little brother was like, he has like his own little machines. And he had, I think he had his massager and his Yoda?
Yeah, Yoda.
He had his massager and his little Yoda. And he was clutching it. Like, and I was not speeding. So it wasn't me. So we finally get to civilization in Long Beach. And we're good, right? I figure out, don't put on avoid freeways.
Take the freeway.
I just took the freeway.
We're gonna
right?
take the freeway.
And we got home safely. But then we had to go to Long Beach the next day. And we went on the freeway there.
Mm-hmm.
And we put
Stay on the
freeway on our way back.
Mm-hmm.
But then what happened was my GPS asked me, would you like to shave off 5 minutes? And I was like, sure.
I wanted to get home and play some video games. Just
We were tired. We had been out since 8 o'clock in the morning. And we were getting home.
At 5 o'clock.
Right. And we were leaving my grandpa's house at about 4 in the afternoon.
4:30.
4:30.
4:30.
So it wouldn't be too dark.
James had to eat.
Yeah. And it was summer, so it wasn't going to be too dark. But we didn't want to get stuck at night trying to get back to Wildemar. Because like I said, we live in the wilderness. And there's barely any street lights. If there is street lights, it's on mood lighting.
Like, for real, like, I've never seen the city
sidewalks.
try to set the mood for romance. Like, really?
And we do not have sidewalks.
Keep kids at home.
Yeah, we don't have sidewalks, so there's people in the street that are wearing all black usually too. And,
oh yeah, we live in edgelord country.
We have dirt roads to our apartment, so we were trying not to be stuck at night on dirt road where we cannot see because we're both blind.
I'm blind, bad, yo. And I had glasses at the time. But
you cannot see when there is no light. I promise you. It looks like there's no, like you don't even have your headlights on. So,
which used to make me wonder how people in the apartment complex would say that they saw me.
It was specifically. Different story, sir. Different stuff.
Same.
But we are like, sure, let's do it. And Lance clicks, yes, shave 5 minutes off. And it sends us to, we usually get on the 22. It sends us to the 405. Right? And the 405, guess where it leads to? The mountain. Well, first it leads us to the freaking toll road, and we get on it, and now there's a pissy ass car that I guess they just got their brand new sports car. So what does he do? He weaves in and out of every freaking lane, every car. And somebody in front of us gets pissed off. So they start weaving in and out of every lane, trying to get in front of them. They keep passing each other, and I'm just like, I want a cigarette. I want to go home. I can't deal with this. My mom was trying to call us. We couldn't answer our phones.
I'm not answering.
So
my phone was on vibrate, so that's hella annoying. I got it under my leg. I'm like, I want to answer, but let me not, because the sun is beaming right here.
We can't do nothing.
Nope.
So finally, those people went ahead so far that it was now safe, right? And I moved myself. I can't even move myself into the right lane because it said we need to take the left lane to exit. So I'm staying in the left lane, which if you drive, that's the fast lane. The right lane is the slow lane, the left lane is the fast lane. We get, and I'm like, this look a lot like
this look familiar.
The freeway we was on, and Lance is like, it's not.
It's not.
Could
like
be.
It can't be. Nah, I don't remember that housing development over there.
Because when the day before when we got off the toll freeway onto the regular freeway. It did not put us on the 405.
It did.
So it couldn't possibly be the same freeway.
No, there was no way.
It was. We got off the freeway and we saw the exact same houses.
I was Jessica, we got a problem.
So we're like, if we go straight, we're gonna end up on the mountain. So let's turn right at this turn. It leads us to a different mountain. So we couldn't get on that one because we don't know where that mountain goes to.
I don't know what Jessica was like, what it say? I was like, no, I don't know this one.
So what do? We pull into somebody else's, into a different apartment complex. I'm pretty sure I pulled into somebody's parking space, and we're both on our phones, and we took James's phone, so we could have 3 phones trying to find a way
home
backwards, right?
That didn't take us.
It didn't work. So we thought, well, maybe if we go out and then go back.
And we was only sitting. Note this: we was only sitting in a space for like 5 minutes when this lady pulled up and was like, "Are y'all supposed to be here?" I was like, "We're lost, ma'am." She was like, "Okay." And then she pulled up and parked next to us. Watched us while we was on our phones looking at the GPS. I looked at her, I was like, "Hi, like I told you, we're lost."
It was a really white area, by the way.
Like,
very white. We did not look like we belonged.
I mean,
we were 3 Negroes in a car. We did not look like we belonged at all.
I mean, every other car in the parking lot was shiny. Ours was faded.
Ours was faded. The paint was rusted off. Like, it was, we did not look like we belonged at all. However, so we were like, you know what? I don't want to, let's move so the police don't get called on us.
Right?
Right? Because our little brother is intellectually disabled. He cannot comply. Right? I know people like to say, you know, people weren't complying, that's why they got their ass beat. Well, no, we can comply and we still know we're going to get our ass whooped. But James can't comply at all. And they, the cops do not care about intellectually disabled people. They will shoot them in California. Like, off-duty cops will shoot them. Regular cops will shoot them. Like, nothing's going to happen. So we're like, let's go. Maybe we can find the on-ramp back to the freeway, right? We go and there's no left turn, so you can't go back. Then we're like, wait, but there's all these cars going this way, so there has to be an on-ramp. There's not, I don't know where they were going.
I don't know
where, but there wasn't a place where we could turn and get onto an on-ramp onto the freeway so we could go backwards, right? So we're stuck going forward. What does forward lead us to? Back to that damn mountain. So we're on the mountain, and I'm still going 35 at this point, and I was going the speed limit on the regular street. I was speeding actually.
That was the first time in my life I never appreciated the sunset.
I was like going 55, and then we got to the entrance of the mountain, and I just stepped on my brake till I could go 35, and I was like, we were scared because right behind us were like 3 semis and then cars. And cars were honking, semis were honking, cars were going around the semis. So that's 3 18-wheelers they went around to get in front of me. They didn't even know I was there, so some of them almost hit me because they thought it was just the semis going slow. No, the semis wanted to speed because they were right on my ass. And so I was like, where's the turnout? Lance, look for a turnout. And
right there, just
it took us about like 3 miles to get to
it. I've never sat up on a ride back from Long Beach fully awake, fully aware, and
sober. He didn't even smoke weed before we came, or on the way back.
Which normally, you know, whenever we go to Long Beach, I smoke before we leave.
But something, we knew something was up because Lance didn't smoke before we left.
And Jessica asked me, she was like, "Lance, did you smoke?"
He's like, "No, I don't feel like it."
I was like, "No, I wasn't feeling it."
So we were like, okay, and then we got in the car. But okay, we got to the turnout. I had to wait 15 minutes in this turnout until I could actually go back, right? Because there was just cars and cars and cars. And finally I could exit safely. And what happens? Another semi
Right.
barreling down.
I was
So
like, Jesus
and they had to
Christ.
step on their brake, like you could hear it.
Oh yeah, you can
screech
hear
as
it.
it stopped.
You can hear the air brakes.
So we're going and we're going, and then we get to this area back to where the hikers are, right? And so we slow down. People are mad at us again, but this time there was hikers passing. There was hikers on the street.
There were hikers walking alongside the road
and crossing the streets. Like I said, there was 2 lanes. This is mountain going downhill. This is mountain going uphill. There was people coming from the top going down and vice versa. So like we were supposed to. We stopped when appropriate. Like there was a party of 5 going downhill. We stopped.
Hell shit, there was a lady with a stroller.
There was one with a stroller. I don't know why. I mean, it had some tough terrain wheels on it.
Yeah, it had
but
ultimate
I don't think you should take small children hiking on a mountain where you got to cross the street. But with no crosswalk, by the way, there is not really a crosswalk. The crosswalk that was there is faded. You can't see it.
And I don't know when they ever go.
So all the cars are honking, and the cars on the opposite lane, they're not really stopping. But we're like, we can finally turn in, because I needed a cigarette. Lance needed a cigarette. James needed us to have a cigarette.
James needed us to stop the car.
Also, we were going very slow, so it took a lot longer to get home, which means we all needed potty breaks. And James needs to potty, because he can't tell us he has to potty, so we have to take him to potty. Lance went to go ask the cafe owner, hey, can I use your bathroom? Like most places you have a key. They didn't have a key, and why didn't they have a key?
Because there was no door really.
There was no bathroom.
Oh yeah. No, there was a bathroom.
Well, no, it's not a bathroom though. It was a
outhouse.
You're right. It was an outhouse. They didn't have a actual like facility. They had an outhouse, and it didn't have a door. It had like
a screen
door, like, and it was a half screen door. So like
it was, you could see your knees.
Right, and you could also, if you were tall enough, you could see their head.
I was like,
no,
I don't feel.
So Lance came back to the car. I was like, okay, James. He's like, don't tell James.
Don't tell James to sit.
He gonna have to hold it.
Yeah.
If he really gotta go, I'll figure out a way for him to go on the bottom. But like, he got to hold it. And then I was like, you know what? Lance was like, I'm gonna have Jessica pass me my cigarettes, and I passed him, and then he was like, you know what? Fuck it. It's summer. It's hot. It's dry. It's fire season.
Yeah.
And Lance is like, it's really hot today, and it was. It was like
it was 109.
Yeah, it was 109. It was like around there, and it was dry. And we were like, if we start a fire, right? 1, that's a felony. And 2, we would be trapped on the mountain. And we don't want to be trapped on this mountain, because I can't drive fast enough to get down the mountain.
Not just that, I don't want to be stuck up there with them hillbillies.
And it was a lot of hillbillies. It was like the hills have eyes and shit.
Oh my god,
it was really creepy. But
I seen a derelict fucking
also
camper somewhere.
We were thirsty, and we had drinks on the way there. We had drinks on the way back. That's why we needed a potty break. But we ran out of water and Gatorade and soda.
Like, there was nothing.
This little cafe only sells desserts, but they don't sell water. Like, they don't sell drinks.
You don't sell like not one drink. Like, I went in there and I was like, how much is a soda? And it was like,
we don't have them.
I was like, a soda?
And they're like,
we don't have soda.
It was like, water?
We don't have water.
Gatorade?
We don't have Gatorade.
They sold no drinks.
I was like, how you on a mountain pass and not sell anything for people to drink? I was like,
we don't. Because and they said most hikers have their own water. And I'm like, but refills?
I know people come up here with camel packs, like,
and then
they fill that shit up at.
They showed us that outside there's a water fountain. It's a water fountain. It's attached to a water hose, by the way.
I was like, no, I'm good, bro.
And we were like, we're good. We sat there. We finally could answer the phone. We talked to our mom. Usually we talk to her for like a good 25 to 30 minutes. And we didn't.
Nope.
We had been sitting there for 10 minutes. We were on the phone for another 10 minutes. There's a bunch of white people looking at us real suspicious like. And then we realized it's not as bright. So we're like, we gotta get the fuck off this mountain. And I had to tell my mom, we gotta get off the phone because my GPS wouldn't work when I was on the phone because there was no actual signal in the mountains. So I could only do one thing, and sometimes I couldn't do that because the GPS would just turn off.
And at the time, my phone's speaker was more like trying to listen to a pin drop in a hurricane.
So you couldn't hear shit. But Lance couldn't look down and look at the GPS because he had to help me look straight.
Because I had to make sure, I had to check mirrors, I had to look behind us, I had to look for pedestrians, animals,
cars,
motorcycles, and I'm like, you know
and especially when we turned out, because I would be looking in the mirror and Lance would just have to turn and look and make sure I could go. Like, it was a team effort. And
wait, Jessica, wait.
And as we were going, right, it started getting darker and darker. And I was like, Jesus, please don't let us end up on this mountain at night in the dark. Like, we can't see. There's absolutely no lights, not even ambient lighting on the mountain. Like,
and he wasn't listening.
He wasn't. Like, it started getting real dark. And thankfully, there was a little bit of light, right? There's a little bit of light left. And I was like, you know what? It's getting dark. Maybe I'm going to speed. I'm going to go over 35. I went to 65. But then I start seeing curves.
I was like,
I can't maneuver like that yet, right? I have only been driving for 1 year.
I was like, oh my God.
So Lance is holding on, but he also put his arm like between the door and the seat so he could reach back and hold James' hand.
I was like, James, hold on, man. Hold on, man. I was like,
And James, he's just oblivious because we didn't put his headphones back on.
Put his headphone back on, turn the music up a little higher than normal so he can't hear me and Jessica freaking out in the front seat.
And we are cursing up a storm, and I am slamming on my brakes so I could make this corner. And
that was the first time the only noise in the car was us cussing.
Right, and we refused. We refused. Our brother called and we ignored it, and then we finally got on a straight path and Lance answered the call because he called back. And he's like, he made a joke, it's like, Jesus, take the wheel. And we was like, no.
No, don't say that.
Don't take this wheel.
No, not this one.
We need to be in control of this wheel. Right here. Right here. And then finally we got to the straight shot. But then this was the problem, right? It was a straight shot down and we only had about 1,000 feet. No
less.
No, we probably had like 3/4 of a mile in this straight shot to get to where land was and to be in the town we live in, right? But then there was semis that had to go to sleep. Like, the drivers had to go to sleep. I guess it was time to wake up and go, and they decided let's
now
go.
is the perfect time to go.
Right? And we are over here like, you can see us. I'm in a bright turquoise SUV. You could see me. But they didn't care and they kept going. But the people behind me didn't care about them. So they're going around. And now we're in a clusterfuck of semis trying to get in this lane and cars and trucks trying to get in this lane, all in front of us. And we're trying to stop. So whoever wants to can get in this lane.
It's like, remember that scene in The Lion King where Simba was in the valley and the wildebeest started running and he ran up to the little tree?
Yeah, that was we just had no tree. We had no tree to hold on to. And so somehow they converged and merged to where it was okay. And we didn't die. And we get down, but now it's dark, right? It's dark. It's like 8 o'clock. We left at 4 o'clock. So
4 hours to get home.
We need a potty. We need a water. We need multiple packs of cigarettes.
So
I need a drink, and Lance needs a blunt. So,
oh yeah.
But we're like, let's not do that. We're not doing it. We decided we're gonna get home.
Yep.
And then my mom just decided, like, this is the perfect time to call us back. And we could answer because we was on the regular road. But we get there, and we can't see shit. We get to, like, the area of town where we are. And thankfully, there's a few more things, like stores, so we can kind of see the street. But then when you get to our street, there's nothing.
It was...
There's nothing. And there was coyotes out that night. So we're trying to avoid hitting them. And we get into our apartment. And we have a bunch of crap now because our grandpa gave us crap, a bunch of like food, and he gave us like some cooking utensils, and I think he gave us a crock pot and a rice cooker from like 1970 something. And we had to take that all up, but then we had to take James up. So we had to take James up, have him use the bathroom, put him in the bathtub, and then we had to take turns one at a time going down and then coming up. One had to stay and then the other one goes down and come up. And by the time we finished, finally we were just like, okay, potty break.
Oh, yeah.
Lance is like, Jessica, I have my own bathroom, but I gotta go potty, so can you watch James? And so he went, and then I was like, look, I gotta go potty. So I went, and I swear, I think we probably decompressed on the toilet because Lance was gone for a really long time.
Oh yeah, I
was gone for a really long time.
I sat there, I was like thinking for a minute. I'm like,
I had alcohol. I think I had soju, and so like we're drinking, and then when James got out of the bathtub, we took turns to go outside and have a cigarette, and I think we each had about 5 cigarettes.
Oh yeah, I sat on the porch. I texted everybody I knew. And I was like, hey man, I wanted you to know, man, I love you, bro.
My mom called us back, and I swear, I almost broke down in tears because I thought I was gonna die. I thought I was gonna die, Lance was gonna die, and my little brother was gonna die because we didn't know how we was gonna get back.
My life flashed before my eyes like 17 times.
And so...
And each time it was like, there was this big bright flash, and I was like, oh my God, I see the light. I looked at Jessica, I was like, did we get into an accident?
But the good thing that came out of this is we learned every way to drive to Long Beach safely and back on freeways.
Oh yeah.
And I became much more comfortable on freeways. And I had the toll devices. I bought the toll devices and made sure money was on it so I could ride toll even if whatever. So I would never be on a mountain again. And to this day, I would not be on a mountain, and I do not do road trips.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Other people can drive, but I don't do it.
If we got to be in the car for longer than an hour, I am not sitting in the front seat. Not taking my headphones out, and I'm gonna be so high. I'm gonna start giving everybody different nicknames.
So that's the time we got stuck on a mountain. I hope you enjoyed my brother Lance being on my channel. Check out his channel, his YouTube channel, his Twitch, his Instagram, his Twitter, his Snapchat, since he a dinosaur apparently.
I am a dinosaur.
He is old. I'm not even gonna lie. Like he is. What do you turn? Like 36 this year?
No, I turned 35. I turned 35 this year.
Oh, he turns 35 in December. He's old.
Cause you made me have to think about that for a second. I was like, wait, how old am I?
Look, you're 6 years older than me, so I don't know. If you guys have any requests or suggestions, if you want Lance to react to K-pop, he does listen to K-pop. He does not know any new people now.
Oh, I don't.
Because K-pop has just gotten overwhelming.
It's
so if you guys want
not
him back
just that it's overwhelming. It's just like everybody that came out as hip hop is now disco,
EDM,
funk.
Yeah.
I want to call it.
If you guys want him to react to any K-pop music videos, any non-K-pop music videos, anything at all. Also,
I watch everything.
If you guys would like to see him react to BL, even though he is a cis-het Baptist Christian man, American man, he watches BL. So,
Yeah.
if you guys want him to watch any BL or react to any BL, he would be happy to come back on my channel. So put those suggestions or requests in the comment box below, or hit me up on Twitter, or Lance on Twitter at YoungTostinENT. And this has been Jessica Baek, and this has been Lance Tostin. Oh, by the way, yes, we have different, well, sort of, kind of. I have 3 last names. Tostin is one of the 3. So I just use my father's last name. Lance uses his actual last name.
Yeah.
So that is why we have different last names.
Right.
Also, Lance is only Creole and Filipino.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have all the mixes I got. He just got my mama mix. Yeah. And black, because his daddy was black.
Yeah.
His dad is midnight.
Darkness, everybody, darkness. Like y'all don't know. Like I can tell y'all stories about my father. She could tell you stories about my.
I wouldn't be able to monetize ever though, but on those. But
I still can't monetize on my channel.
That's it. And I'm almost close. Like I almost got 32 videos.
Oh,
so
word.
I'm close. I got like 20 something.
That's
Over 20. But this has been Jessica Baek. This has been Lance Tostin, and